قلوبنا على دينك آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ I just want to do a quick survey of the class. We just trying to make some decisions with regard to timetables and so on. So basically this year we've introduced the advanced memorization but became a recitation of Surah Mulk. Okay. So obviously we only have about 3.5 hours here. So like obviously on my side it's difficult to find just the right balance that you're looking for and what's good for you. If you had the choice between having the half an hour for surah for recitation memorization or having a half an hour for Quran, teach Quran like the rest of the teachers do, which one would you choose? Okay, so you answer the question first. You have half an hour, it's either for recitation, but I think it will become memorization. You do 2-3 verses every week, or you take it out and you just have Quran teaching, like you do a surah. So who of you will teach at half an hour will prefer memorization? Okay, brothers? Okay, it looks like most people would like to. So in other words, you like the. Okay. The second thing is I'm thinking of moving the time for that from 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the main masjid. So what I'm thinking of bringing everybody in the main masjid for one class from 8:30 or 8:20 until 9. Just because those who don't want to be part of the recitation thing, they come at 9 and they do the Arabic thing on 9. I don't know what you think of that idea. It's obviously not as intimate as the classroom. The classroom vibe is nice here because it's more much more big and anonymous. But in the end, you still partake the same thing. You're reciting the same thing. So what do you think of that idea? What do you think? So the 8 o'clock class will also carry on. So 8 till about 20 past 8 will still be the Iqra Learn to Read program. I don't know if you know about it, but it's still happening. From 8 till about 8:30 you have a Learn to Read program. That's separate. So what I'm saying is from 8:30 to 20 past 8, I also got time exactly, to 9 you can have a memorization class. You know when Mel first came, we said like 3 times inside, 3 times outside, 3 times inside, 3 times outside. You love a little bit. So I asked him to go back to that style again. Because actually my objective is I wanted to memorize something. I wanted to memorize something. So that's I don't even agree with it, but I think that should be where the goal is. Because as you memorize, you're also reading also. So you're doing both. You just do go a bit slower. Okay. So what do you think about that idea? Yeah, I was moving. I'll speak to you on next discussion. Okay. So are you okay with it? So for number one, you're happy to keep the memorization program going? Yes. And number two, it's fine to move it 8:30 to 9:30. 8:30 to 9. How many of the sisters have already memorized Surah Al-Mulk? Raise your hands. Okay, I'm shy. What is name? That's just secretly. How many of you have memorized Surah Al-Mulk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many brothers have memorized Surah Al-Mulk? Okay. So I'm thinking of doing a different surah actually because a number of people have memorized Surah Al-Mulk already. How many of you have memorized Surah Al-Rahman? 1, 2. How many of you have memorized Surah Al-Rahman? 1. Okay, so I was thinking of doing Surah Al-Rahman. I will do something that by the end of the year we can finish the surah. Okay, but I'll speak to my Dawrah from the surah. But if you want to do Surah Al-Mulk as a memorization surah, because many people have done it already, so we'll do something else as a memorization surah. Next thing is the famous tutorials. The objective, the reason obviously why we give you tutorials is because when you come to Dawrah here, there is no textbook of exercises anymore. Because you finish Nahu, you finish Sarf, whatever you know, what you don't know. So what I'm worried about is obviously that if I don't give you anything to do, you're not going to do anything. You can't go out and enjoy yourself, go home again. Like if I don't give you an assignment to do, then you won't do anything. And if I don't give you a tutorial to go through the assignment, then there's no form of accountability. So the one question is, do we keep tutorials, number one? Or do we make it shorter? Do we make it a different time? What do you do with it? So that's also difficult also because half of you, not half of you, most of you are not even here for tutorials. So then how would you can even speak? But also it's good because I also feel that sometimes the flexibility is nice because everyone wants to come, then comes, so who doesn't come, doesn't want to come. Do you find value in it? In the assignment or in the tutorial session? Okay, who of you would like to keep tutorials? Raise your hands. Who of you would like to rather replace tutorials with more Quran? You can't do both. It's jamming up here, I can't keep adding myself at the same time. Okay, who of you would like to keep tutorials? Who would like to replace tutorials with more Quran? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to try to work the timetable out just to make it a bit more. I just want to make sure we get the right value here in the 3.5 hours. And also it's quite difficult because like in the first year we do conversational Arabic now as well. Do I bring it in, do I not bring it in because I have to bring it in, I take something else away. So you always find the balance and I always try to keep focus also that the focus is Quranic Arabic also. But actually the reason why I got the recitation in was for Arabic. Because a lot of people just don't feel comfortable with Quran. You don't feel comfortable with fluency, you don't feel comfortable with your makharij, your pronunciation, your tajweed rules. So I thought just that your comfort with Quran actually increases your connection to Quran. So that's basically why we wrote it in.
What is the wall with tutorial session then just move to where memorization is now? Why?
I have to sort the alternative and see what's going to happen. So I will just think about it and see how it's going to work best. Inshallah. Yeah, it's a full-time yes, well, we can have a full-time course. It's coming to there. Okay. Last thing is that on the website, not on the project, is it? Okay, anyway. On the website, there's a link called Knowledge Hub. Not now, inshallah, how we can check it out. We didn't have updates there on the website. But let's just leave it for now. Let's go straight to Divine Speech. Do you have any notes from last week? Let's see this here. You have Divine Speech from last week? Figurative languages. The last section of Divine Speech was about degrees of emphasis. Last lesson I gave lots of articles to read, but let's leave it for now. Okay. The next chapter here is called Figurative Language and Imagery. What does figurative language actually mean? When someone says that's a figure of speech, that's figurative, what do they mean? Well, let's ask the question, what's the opposite of figurative speech? The opposite of figurative speech would be something like literal speech. Literal speech. Like if you tell someone, oh, go jump off a cliff, would that generally be figurative or literal? Hopefully figurative. You don't literally mean that person must go on a cliff and jump off. You just mean like, you must jump off, it's a figurative, go away. Okay. This is like a scientific discussion this because this is obviously the words of Allah. Now, the discussion is, when Allah speaks, I have Allah's words which I believe in, but I don't, as the reader, I'm not always as sure of what? Of the meaning. Like a very simple example, I read Alif Lam Mim. I know that's Allah's words, but the meaning of it, I don't know. You with me? Qul huwallahu ahad, I know because the words are clear, there's no ambiguity. Okay, so the point I want to make is that this discussion is about figurative speech. When Allah is saying something, but you understand the words not exactly on the literal word for word meaning. Okay, so it's like a hectic thing when it comes to Quran, so we should discuss it well, inshallah. So we're going to do a quick English recap. So we have a few things here we're going to do. A simile. I mustn't give you an answer, I'm supposed to quiz you. Well, I'm looking, what's a simile? Too late now. A simile is when you compare something, but you use normally like or as or something. There's a comparison word in there, right? So in Arabic, what is a comparison word? Ka. Most commonly ka. Ka means what? Like. Or mithlu. Or mithla depending on the hal. Mithlu means like. Okay. So when the Quran uses ka or mithlu, it is comparing two things. One thing is being compared to something else. Not mathal, not mathal, mithlu. Mathal is something else. Mathal we can complete it. Okay. The second thing is a metaphor. A metaphor. So in other words, like in English, a simile would be Zaid is like a lion. Zaidun ka asadin. Zaidun ka asadin. Zaid is like a lion. A metaphor is when you compare something without a word comparison. When I say Zaid is a lion, do I literally mean Zaid is a lion? They have a mane, they have claws. I don't literally mean a lion. What do I mean? There's some aspects of him that he shares with a lion. I'm comparing the two. But the metaphor is stronger because I say Zaid is a lion. I can say Zaidun asadun. Zaidun is a lion. Okay. So that's the first thing. So when the Quran is comparing two things, okay, let's go back. When you compare two things, do you really mean the one thing is the other thing? It's important to understand. When I say A is like B, A is like Zaid, A is Zaid, and B is a lion. Do I mean, I can use either like or no like, right? I can say A is like a lion or A equals a lion. A is a lion. Do I literally mean that A is B? No. Okay. So Allah speaks for example, Allah gives an example in the, He says that the people who have knowledge and don't practice are like donkeys carrying books. You with me? Allah is not saying the people are donkeys. You with me? You want to understand what is A and what is B. So what is A, what is B, and in which sense are they being compared? Listen carefully. When you have comparison, when you have comparison, you must say in which sense are they being compared. So if I compare Zaid to a lion, in which sense am I comparing Zaid to a lion, do you think? Strength, bravery, ferocity. I'm not talking in terms of the amount of hair in his body. You understand? That's what I'm saying. Or the sharpness of his nails. That would be weird. So that's not the way I'm comparing the two. So when you come to a method, one of the things to think about is what is being compared to what, but also very importantly, from what perspective. Because they must be compared from a perspective. Okay. Then you come to an idiom. An idiom.
Arabic words that are similar to the similes and the metaphor.
Yes, you call this comparison, Arabic you call tashbih. You call this tashbihun. The difference in simile, maybe I have to check out the difference of that. But to compare two things in Arabic is called tashbih. Tashbih. Okay. The next thing is going to be an idiom. It says an idiom is a group of words whose meaning is not deductible from those individual words. For example, if you never heard the phrase over the moon, you can look at the phrase your whole life, you will never know what it means. You understand? Well, if you never heard the phrase it's raining cats and dogs, like you can't work it out from the words. It's just a conventional saying that everybody attached a meaning to. Okay, so you also get it in Arabic as well. I'm not sure the Arabic is for idiom. So that is an idiom also is important. Because sometimes the Quran is idioms as well. Last thing is a parable. In Arabic it's called a mathal. Parable is called a mathal. What's a parable? A parable is normally just a short story. It's normally a short story just to illustrate something. Okay. So when you say the word mathal, you normally use example. When you use example can mean two things. I can say an example of a car is a Toyota. You understand? In other words, I can say example of the whole thing is one thing. One thing is example of the whole thing. I don't mean that a parable. You with me? What I mean is that the example of a car is similar to a horse and cart or something else that's outside of it. So the word example is ambiguous. Are you with me? Because example can mean something of something, or can be something which is parallel, which is similar to something. I'm getting a bit technical here. All I'm just saying is a mathal is a separate story. It's not part of the example. It's a separate story. Allah will say, mathalul ladhina kafaru. What's the coming in Surah Al-Baqarah? When you walk in the lightning strikes and the first page there. My phone also. Anyway. Okay, anyway. So let's do your anyway, so a mathal is just what? It's a story that is separate from the subject matter. It's a different story. Allah will say, for example, the people of miscarriage are like a people walking in the darkness, and when the lightning strikes, they close their ears. You with me? Allah is giving you a picture of a person walking in darkness, and the thunder is striking and he's closing his ears out of fear. There's nothing to do with it. It's a separate story, but there's a lesson in there. There's a lesson in there. Or the lightning strikes, and it becomes light, and they walk. The lightning stops, and it becomes dark, and they stop. It's a separate story that's going to give you some lesson out of it. Okay, so we do examples of each of these. I want to give you the exact. Okay, so Bismillah. We start with a simple one. فإذا انشقت السماء فكانت وردة كالدهان. Let's go through some of the words. فإذا, perfect. So wait, انشقت means it becomes split apart. No. What becomes split apart? The fa'il is as-sama. When the skies become, speaking about the day of Qiyamah, the end of the world, when the skies become open up, split up, فَكَانَتْ, it will become wardatan. What's wardatan? Like a rose. Warda actually means a rose. It will become like green, like a rose. Didn't say what type of rose. Suppose you're leading a red rose into it. So, interesting question. What you think now, eh? Anyway. I never thought about it before, but actually you get roses of different colours, right? So why do you always mean a rose is red? Is the rose red because most roses are red, or is the rose red because the red rose has been commercialized? No, I'm saying that from a study point of view, a botanical point of view. Are most roses red? I'll say no, you don't even know. I can't. Who have you studied rose colors before? You must speak of them. Okay, I'm just asking. No, because I always I read the verse, I always think water like it become like red like a rose. But I didn't think about only now in this very moment I'm teaching is awkward. I just thought now that not all roses are red. Anyway. And also the other question would be that the roses in Arabia, that they knew what color was that also. So that's the difficult questions. Kaddihan. Kaddihan. What does kaddihan mean? Ka means what? Like addihan. What dihan? Duhan actually means oil. It become like oil. Let's ask another question before we discuss what this means. When would you typically use a tashbih, a simile? When do you tell somebody that something is like something? In which context?
An uncommon object and you use a common object to show what it's like.
It's like play.
When the thing you're trying to explain is unknown. You know what I mean? When the thing you're trying to explain, the person you're speaking to doesn't know about. So you want to speak about, you saw a jacket, that jacket's almost like your blue jacket, because they didn't see the jacket that you saw. You know what I mean? So you only use tashbih when the person doesn't have knowledge of the thing you're describing. You don't just say that, look at this tablet, it's like an Apple, but it says Samsung. Because you say, look at the tablet, you can see it looks. There's no need for tashbih because you can see it firsthand. If you didn't see it, I can say, oh, tablets like this, you know what I mean, I can describe it. But once you see it, there's no need. So what things do we not see? We don't see the unseen, which is the future. So Allah is going to have to refer to the unseen, Qiyamah, end of the world, the rising from the qabr, Jannah, Jahannam. All of those are unseen. Allah is going to have to use metaphors and similes to bring the understanding close to us. But even though it's being brought close, it's still not the actual thing. Because you can't actually describe certain things. No. So Allah says that the sky will become split open, it will become warda, let's say for now, rose colored. Whatever the color is, rose colored. Kaddihan means what? It will become like oil. I'm not going to explain the meaning of it, that's what the words mean. Now Allah is just saying like you look up and the sky will be split open and will be, when I say oil I assume that it will look heavy, I don't know. Like it looks like, you know, like when you look at the sky it looks light. Like if you think of like a layer of like, it looks like a layer of oil, it looks like scary, you know, there's something like it's heavy above you, it looks like scary. But that's not what I understand. Next one. وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْإِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. You know this ayah. وَتَكُونُ and will be al-jibal ka. Can you see ka there again? What does ka mean? Like, so this is going to be a simile. What's ihn? Ihn is wool. Manfush means what? They normally use the word carded. But no one knows what carded means, so I'll tell you. Carded means it's wool that has been pulled apart. Okay, then we have some wool and you start teasing out individual strands. It becomes like thin little strands. Allah says on the day of Qiyamah, Takunul Jibal, that the mountains, the great solid mountains, will be like little bits of wool that have been pulled apart. And little shades of wool that can be blown around and so on. وَتَرَى الْجِبَالَ, different verses, right? Not same verse. وَتَرَى الْجِبَالَ, and you will see the mountains. تَحْسَبُهَا. What's تَحْسَبُهَا? What's تَحْسَب? حَسِبَ يَحْسِبُ. You think it is. You think the mountains are. You think the mountains are jamida. What's jamida? Jamida means solid, firm, solid. So Allah says, وَتَرَى الْجِبَالَ, and you are going to see the mountains. تَحْسَبُهَا جَامِدَةً. If I ask you what do you think about the mountains? Are they solid? We all think they're solid. We all think they're jamida. You think they're jamida and they will be solid. Allah will say, what about them? وَهِيَ, whilst the heart of this mountain it will be tamurru. It will pass, it will move. Marra sahab. What's sahab? Sahab is clouds. Marra sahab means the passing of the clouds. As you see clouds blowing in the sky on the day of Qiyamah, what will that be blowing in the sky? That's how mountains will blow on the day of Qiyamah. You can see the imagery of the Quran. It's trying to convey to you something about Qiyamah in the sense of something you know. You have never seen a mountain become a cloud, but you've seen the cloud. So that's what's going to be on Qiyamah. It will just be like, who pulled apart like a cloud going past. It will be like Table Mountain, Table Peak. It will be gone. Next one. Tamuru means to move or to pass. Next one. Yawma, on a day. Yakhrujuna min al-ajdath. Yakhrujuna, they will exit min al-ajdath. Ajdath means the graves. So we're speaking about what now? Resurrection. They will speak, they will move, they will exit from the grave. Sira'an. What sira'an mean? Sur'ah, sur'an, bisur'ah means hastily, swiftly, quickly, in a rush. So people will come out of the graves and they will be in a state of rush. Like you're not going to like stroll to Qiyamah. It's like almost like a stampede, but it's like it adds also to the fear of it also. But it's 15th verse. كَأَنَّهُمْ. What's ka they mean? Like, these are all similes. كَأَنَّهُمْ. Like they are. Like who's they? Allah speaking about the people who are being resurrected now. Like they are إِلَى نُصُبٍ يُوفِضُونَ. What's a nusub? A nusub is like something which has been like a landmark or something which has been raised. Yufidun means to race. You know, normally when you're a child, you say, let's take a race to where? Do you normally a child say, let's race 5 meters? You never say that. You say, let's take a race to the pole, or to the rock, or to the car, a nusub. So when you're a child, you always say, you make a landmark, that's a nusub. Yufidun means to race. So as people like a race to a point, Allah is saying that on the Qiyamah, people will yakhrujuna min al-ajdath. They will come from the grave, sira'an, and they will be racing as if to a race point. Yufidun, they are racing. It actually adds to the terror of Qiyamah, because as soon as people come from their grave, they will be rushing and running towards the plains of Qiyamah. It makes it more imminent, the hisab. So it's going to be some summary. For homework, inshallah, if you can, do you have another page of that? So the last page. Okay, so it's a good place to end. We'll carry on next week. So next week there might be a new timetable. I'll give some thought, inshallah, and we'll carry on next week. But next week, inshallah, if you start a new timetable, there's going to be a new surah to memorize. So please come from the beginning if you want to memorize the surah, inshallah. Barakallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.